you ever wondered how absolutely everything began? I mean, before the stars, before the oceans, before the earth itself, there was only God. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into Genesis chapter 1, the ancient text that sets the stage for the entire biblical narrative. And we're going to unpack the profound linguistic depth behind how the universe went from a complete void to a structured, teeming reality. The Bible opens with these incredibly powerful words. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Just think about that for a second. The text presents a creator who existed completely outside of time and space, kicking off the cosmos with a singular, deliberate act. So here is our blueprint for today. We'll be looking at, in the beginning, order from the chaos, forming the realms, filling the world, in our image, and finally, it was very good. Let's kick things off with section 1, in the beginning, and the foundational grammar of creation. The really crucial point here is that this opening verse is actually an independent clause. It's a definitive declaration of absolute creation out of nothing, or what scholars call creatio ex nihilo. God wasn't just reorganizing some pre-existing matter that was lying around. He brought the heavens and the earth into existence from absolute scratch. And what's so fascinating is the sheer complexity layered right into the text from the very first sentence. The Hebrew word for God used here is Elohim. Now, that's a plural word, yet the grammar pairs it with singular verbs. Scholars often point to this unique grammatical puzzle as a very early hint at a complex, multi-personal creator. Moving right along to section 2, order from the chaos, and subduing the formless void. After the initial creation, verse 2 tells us the earth actually had no shape. It was totally empty and covered in complete darkness. The Hebrew phrase used here is tohu vabohu, meaning a formless void. It wasn't just passive space. It was this dark, watery, unruly chaos with the real potential to threaten life. But even in this dangerous darkness, God's Spirit was present, moving over the waters, already actively preparing to bring life. To solve the problem of this watery chaos, God creates the rakia, which is often translated as a firmament or a dome. Sources beautifully compare this to a cosmic womb. It's kind of like God blowing a massive protective bubble right into the chaos. This firmament acts as a membrane that keeps the dangerous waters on the outside, carving out a perfectly safe, orderly environment for life to flourish on the inside. That brings us to section 3, forming the realms and the rhythmic process of creation. Here, God establishes this incredibly powerful rhythm. First, he speaks a command. His very first recorded words, "Let there be light." His Spirit acts to bring order, and instantly light appears. God separates the light from the darkness, calling the light day and the darkness night. That's day 1. On the second day, he repeats the process to create the sky. And on the third, dry land appears, covered with grass, flowers, and fruit-bearing trees, showing that life will continue. To cap it all off, he observes this brand new order and calls it good. Next up is section 4, filling the world, and looking at the chronological framework. With the realms beautifully formed, God spends the next 3 days filling this new world, and it reveals an absolute structural symmetry. The distinct realms formed on days 1, 2, and 3 perfectly align with the rulers created to fill them. On day 4, God creates the sun, moon, and stars to fill the light and dark realms and mark days, seasons, and years. On day 5, he fills the skies and seas with birds and fish, telling them to multiply. And then on day 6, God creates every kind of land animal to populate the dry land he made on day 3. Just look at the total transformation of our universe here. We literally started with terrifying formless darkness, that tohu vabohu. And through this carefully ordered 6-day process, it's been completely transformed into a structured, illuminated, abundant sanctuary that God systematically designed. Now we arrive at the climax of the creation week in section 5, in our image, exploring humanity's unique role. This is truly the greatest part of creation. God suddenly shifts his language, saying, "Let us make mankind in our image, according to our likeness." Unlike the animals, human beings were uniquely created in the imago Dei, the image of God. Humanity was given a completely unique relationship to the Creator, carrying a divine blueprint to act as his royal representatives, basically serving as his vice-regents right here on Earth. And humanity's job in this newly created world isn't passive at all. God gave them the active responsibility to care for the earth and everything in it,
Commanded to be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion, humanity is actually meant to hold the remaining chaos at bay. We are designed to act as partners with God to continue bringing order and flourishing to the entire world.
Finally, we reach the end of the narrative in section 6. It was very good, the culmination of creation. You know, the number 7 is highly significant in this text. 7 times throughout this first chapter, God surveys his forming and filling and proudly declares that it is good. But on the 6th day, after creating humanity, he makes his final observation. The Bible says, God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. Genesis chapter 1 teaches us that creation was absolutely not an accident. It began with the immense power and precise purpose of God, and every single part of creation reflects his wisdom, his order, and his goodness. It was meticulously designed as a grand theater for God's glory, where humanity could flourish and ultimately enter into his eternal royal Sabbath rest. But as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. With creation complete, the void filled, and chaos completely subdued, why does the Creator suddenly stop? What is the mystery of the 7th day? In our next explainer, we'll discover exactly why God rested and what that profound mystery means for us today in Genesis chapter 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this Bible explanation, make sure to subscribe and join us as we explore the Bible chapter by chapter. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.